You guys know about the YouTuber ProZD, right? He's a huge creator, and he's like actually a pretty popular voice actor. He actually voiced the squirrel guy in God of War Ragnarok. I can't remember his name because I'm bad at remembering like Norse mythology names. But like he's really big. He's really popular. I assume most of you guys are familiar with him. He actually uploaded this video a while back, a villain who unintentionally always does helpful things. This was like, I think a lot of you guys probably know him from this video. This kind of put him on the map back in the day.
He is doomed, Commander Fistfight. I've poisoned the water supply.
Actually, because you poisoned the water supply, we discovered that the city's pipe infrastructure is really severely outdated. So thank you for bringing our attention to that. Millions of people could have gotten really sick over the next few years. Secondly, because you snuck past the security system so easily, we found out that funds specifically for that security system were being embezzled by government officials, so we've busted a major fraud ring. And finally, the pathogen you unleashed does give people mild diarrhea, but we found it also is a great source of vitamin C.
Okay, whatever. Take this!
You fixed my shoulder.
God damn it! The city is...
So yeah, very fun stuff, okay? Very fun stuff. It's a very silly channel, silly little skits and whatnot, but apparently he's getting canceled right now by conservatives. The last week or so, I didn't really get to cover this story before when it was a little more spicy, but it's kind of started to get a little more momentum, so I figure now is a good time to talk about it. Right-wing creators have been coming out to criticize him and cancel him for daring to have opinions. See, Endymion TV put out a video called ProZD Proves Voice Actors Need to Stop Pushing Politics. That's right. If your job is in any way related to the entertainment industry, they need to shut your mouth, not have any opinions, and just put the fries in the bag. I guess put the pen to paper, put the code in the file. I don't know. Whatever the equivalent to put the fries in the bag is for people that work in the world of entertainment. I think it's a pretty cringe way to think, especially from the hypocrites who originally used to be claiming that the left is trying to shut down people's right to speak freely. And of course, if a voice actor came out to express the opinions they agree with, then no world would they ever be criticizing it. So here we are now, having to deal with these nonsense hypocrites claiming they're against cancel culture, but also, let's cancel this person for daring to have an opinion. So let's hop right into this video, shall we? Let's see what this dumbass has to say.
Voice acting has become quite an insufferable place when it comes to video games, and especially with anime, but it wasn't always like this. Unfortunately, there has been a meta shift in how voice acting has been done before versus definitely now. Before, you had people playing characters that they looked nothing like in real life, but now, thanks to these activists, it's suddenly become the norm to only hire voice actors who both look and identify as the characters that they play as. The entire concept.
So what he's probably going to get mad about now is the idea of having like animated black or Asian characters, for instance, and having, say, a white guy voice them and use their voice acting skills to try to imitate the voice of a black or Asian person, accent included. Essentially, what they're mad about is the idea that actors and voice actors are getting hired that actually are the part of the group that their voice actor represents. Like, I don't know. I learned of him because he voiced Mordecai and Lackadaisy, which was a super hyperfixation of mine for a while. Interesting, Aimway. Like, how dare POC VA voices for anime characters? I like how now, I guess, anime's getting woke. Okay.
Concept makes no sense and goes against the very concept of what voice acting is, of course. The whole point is that nobody can see your face, and that voice acting is meant to give life to an animated character. Duh. Obvious, I know. But not if you're Sung Wong Cho or ProZD, as he's known on YouTube, which is this guy right here. In case you somehow don't know, Pro has been...
this guy's Canadian! Uh-oh, Canadian! Did you catch it? Who caught it? Who caught the giveaway? The mask slip that this person's Canadian? ProZD? Caught you, motherfucker. Gotcha, Maple Leaf.
Instrumental in turning voice acting as an industry into one of the most insufferable activist-driven places today, and he's now crashing out over being accused of doing the exact thing that he's advocated against other voice actors doing themselves. So let me lay the lore down, and then we'll get to his accusations and why I think this guy is a total moron and also a hypocrite.
Okay, moron and hypocrite. Let's hear it, folks.
So, this all started in October 2023 when ProZD decided to complain on Twitter about how people who weren't the ethnicity of the character were voicing characters anyways. Also, to frame this collection of his tweets that I'm about to show do not come from my account, so I did not like his posts, but it's simply a screenshot of his public posts which have since been deleted. Pro started with this tweet: I got an audition for a prominent cartoon where I was sent just the Asian character. Looking through the rest, I told my agent, hey, I'm happy to read for this, but can I read for some of these others? To which I was told all of those characters are drawn as white, so no. To add extra insult to injury, the character I got sent was labeled Middle Eastern, Southeast, or Southeast Asian because that's all the same, right? You can just lump them all into one. My agent told me this is just how some major studios are doing things now. Naysayers will go, oh, don't you want...
Wait, where is the hypocrisy then? Bro literally saw that he's being made to play a character that is, yes, Asian, but is not, like for the record, like, Asian is such a broad category, it's fucking insane. Most people should know this, right? And so, like, if the studio in their casting is lumping this entire ethnic group, or this, like, thousands of ethnic groups into one group, then why should it be problematic for him to voice act a white character in this production if they're not going to be, like, if they're going to be fake woke about it, if they're going to be like, you know, if they clearly don't actually care, then why not push to see if you can get the role of a different character if you want to voice them? Also, does ProZD a hypocrite because he voiced a squirrel and he's not a squirrel? Come on. All right, we're kind of, let's see. Maybe we see some real hypocrisy here.
Authentic casting. If your entire main cast is all white and you have one token side character who can apparently just be any type of Asian ever, this is not a level playing field. This is not new. For another show recently with a large cast of characters, I was only sent the audition sides for the character who exclusively speaks Mandarin. I don't speak Mandarin. It's demoralizing, and as much as I love voiceover, the future looks bleaker every day. To be clear, this was not my agent's decision. They have sent me plenty of white characters before and have been nothing but supportive. This is what they were told by the people in charge of casting that show. So, since ProZD said this publicly...
Wait, he's not even mad about, like, he doesn't even think that, like, white voice actors should not voice characters that are, like, not white. That's not even what he was saying. He was literally like, I was not allowed to voice a white character, and they insisted that I voice the Asian character, despite that character not even being my, like, the same kind of Asian as me. Like, that's not even... Okay, maybe there's more tweets, but that's not even the... He's not even saying what they're claiming he's saying. I feel kind of lied to by the thumbnail and title. I thought he was going to be saying something like, white people should not be voicing characters who are not white. Like, I thought that was what I was assuming he'd be saying, right?
A lot of change has since happened in the industry. People came to his defense and said, you know what? He's right. And because of his moronic take in, hindsight, a lot of people suddenly started to get recasted that once played roles that they looked nothing like. It was all veiled in the guise of diversity and inclusion. Oh boy, those words, which is just industry fancy talk for, we get to be selective now.
Are we really still talking about DEI? I know this dude's Canadian, but, like, Trump literally is trying to make DEI illegal. Like, how much more can you guys bitch about people having opinions you don't like when... like, your opinions literally control the country. Like, the people with the opinions you disagree with don't even have any say or power anymore, and you're still whining and bitching about them having those opinions.
And annoying without any repercussions. This then brings us to Wendy Lee, who's another voice actor. She played Yuroochi in Bleach. Here's the voice actor and the character that she voiced. Yeah.
This is so crazy, because, like, in the last week, the right has embraced cancel culture across the board. Like, literally, overnight, they've gone from being anti-cancel culture to very pro-cancel culture. Like, Asmongold, his new video we just responded to is literally him, like, showing a bunch of people and encouraging his fans to contact their employers to get them fired for joking about Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. Now we've got, like, this guy trying to target a large YouTuber for daring to have an opinion he doesn't like. Man, they really flipped to the full, like, openly, proudly pro-cancel culture shit immediately. Yeah, they went full SJW, as we'd say, back in the Unk status days.
They look nothing alike, clearly, but her voice suited the character, which should be the point of, voice acting as a whole, but thanks to ProZD being an activist moron, well, Wendy Lee was let go from her role. This would then lead to another...
Is this true? Has ProZD... Also, I hate that he says ProZD. I'm sure ProZD also says it that way, because I think he's Canadian, but, like, dude, I'm pretty sure he was not involved with that. Did he get this person fired? Did ProZD personally get this voice actor fired and replaced? If that's true, then damn, but I don't think that's what happened. I'm gonna be honest, that sounds like a very scathing allegation that I'd like to see any proof of whatsoever.
Their voice actor, who is this brown-skinned woman in this picture here, being chosen to play Yuro Ochi in Bleach, because they were the same skin color and such as the character. Yeah, I know. And if you think this is stupid,
how do you know it's only because of the skin color? Like, sure, the skin color might have been a qualifying factor. Like, take, for instance, if you're going to have a character... Alright, let's say you're making a movie, right? You're making a movie, and it is going to be about a escaped slave in the South. Like, during the... an escaped black slave in the South during, like, the Civil War, right? And you put out a casting call for the main character. Part of the casting qualifications is going to be you must be a black man or black woman. Like, it doesn't mean that you're only getting the role because you're black, but you kind of have to be to get the role because in the case of this character, due to the context of the story, it is necessary. Now let's carry it over to an adaptation from a manga for a character who is canonically a certain race over to an animated medium where they're going to be getting voice acted now. Is it really that unreasonable to say that in part of the casting qualifications for that character, your race would be qualified in the same way that when getting casted as an actor it would? And he's going to argue, well, it's voice acting, so your race shouldn't matter. That has never been in the rules. That's never been one of the rules. In fact, it's always been, at least in nowadays, quite much regarded as cringe when you have a white guy go in and try to do his best, like, Asian accent or whatever, right? Like, the only time it's ever been funny is when South Park does it, and when South Park does it, they are, like, according to the creators, actively making fun of the people who unironically find it funny. So, like, yeah, this is just kind of like tryharding, I guess, you know? Like, here's another good example, right? And maybe he'd agree. One thing that's always been very jarring about anime is the fact that in most animes, the characters, despite looking white to a lot of white American audiences, are oftentimes meant to be Japanese unless specified otherwise, right? And so you'll watch a lot of animes where they're, like, dubbed, and you've got, like, a bunch of white dudes and white women dubbing the voices for these characters that kind of look white, but they are actually Japanese, and so you get this weird sort of cultural... Sorry, neck crack. You get this weird, like, cultural, overwhelming misunderstanding of like, what the race of anime characters are when they're oftentimes Japanese.
You're absolutely right. I agree with you. And also, if you enjoy the content, do all the YouTube stuff like liking the video, leaving a comment. That helps a lot. Thank you. But anyways, ProZD would then respond to Wendy Lee effectively telling people publicly that her removal as that character was unethical and was only being done because activists had taken control of the narrative. ProZD would then frame Wendy's response as her being racist against other people, which then users in the comments would respond to Pro claiming
the recast was already unacceptable. This is just the fucking yikes on top. And they responded to the, all she's doing is attacking industry people who are confronting. After the recast, still amazed how transparently awful so many voice actors have been this month. Wait, what? Wait, he's actively upset about the recast. Huh? What is this? What is Endymion even mad about? What is this drama? Wait, ProZD the recast was already unacceptable, but this is the fucking yikes on top. Is he trying to call ProZD a hypocrite? Because this tweet is defending a white person voicing a non-white character, and he interpreted the last line of tweets before as him saying that white people shouldn't be allowed to voice non-white characters where it never did. Like, he's literally making up an initial argument that was never made so that this take that he doesn't disagree with can somehow be worth canceling him over. This is literally like a woke scold SJW, like giga woke person type way of thinking, like making up hypocrisy where it doesn't even exist. Like, not even, I don't even see conservatives act this desperate to cancel somebody. Like, this is crazy. Oh man, I don't know, dude. Are there people in the comments calling him out for how ridiculous this is? Literally none. None of these comments are calling him out. They're all responding to the argument that at no point do we see ProZD make in this video. Where has conservative media fallen to at this point?
I mean that he was simply being anti-white and just had an agenda to get white voice actors specifically out of anime and games, because the majority of the characters in anime are of course Asian.
Can you
Asian
read?
people make that content, obviously. As one user put it, pushing for race-based discrimination and role segregations when it suits them or when they want to virtue signal. Then get upset and shocked when it ends up affecting them too. Eventually you can't have your cake and eat it too. So, this ProZD guy opened Pandora's box when it came to voice acting, and he cooked the entire industry. They would also be seen as bigots. Companies fearful that if they didn't race cast their characters, they would also be seen as bigots. So,
how did we go from Chris Ray Gun to this trash? Dude, I really wish Chris Ray Gun would go back to making content in his old format. I would tune in for every video. Maybe he has been, and YouTube's just been, like, maliciously hiding the content from me. But if he went back to making content in his old format in this modern era, I would love to see that. That would go hard as fuck. Because, man, this shit is garbage compared to that content. Zandy's a conservative. He just can't read past the 6th grade level. Like, it seems like it, right? Like, he's literally making up something to be mad at here. Like, I don't think you realize, bro. Like, Ending Me on TV, if you ever watch this, ProZD does not believe that white people shouldn't be able to voice characters who are not white. He never said this. Like, the clip you're showing of him is him being outraged about the recasting of a character to a person of color from a white voice actor. They're mad about... ProZD's mad about the recast. You read the tweet, right? Like, I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm confused. I'm not seeing where the anger is coming from here. Also, even if he had an opinion that you took issue with, then why do you care? Like, this guy's just typing out his opinion on Twitter. Like, we're supposed to be fine with it when a Nazi says the Holocaust didn't happen, but when a random voice actor has a take you don't like, it's the end of the world and we need to, like, mob on this guy? Zan, it's more like he's mad at ProZD being mad that the OGVA suddenly started crashing out after the recast. But that's not even what happened there. If you read the tweet, he literally says the recast was already garbage, but this is the yikes cherry on top. I don't know, man. If I recall correctly, ProZD back then was happy with POC was getting more opportunity, but that white VA should be replaced. Yeah, it's not even like we're really reaching here. Holy crap. I shouldn't surprise you that the comments have, like, literally no pushback against this guy's narrative he's trying to push. Dude, Ending Me on TV is so fucking cringe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there's a star called Endymion because there's also a character in, like, Greek mythology named Endymion, and he's, like, supposed to be, like, the wisest, most, like, knowledge keeper or something like that. I don't know. It's very LARPy, though. I forget exactly what the lore behind it is, but I learned it a little while ago, and I was like, oh, that's why that one YouTuber calls himself that. It's, like, super pretentious, I see. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed this segment, if you found it enjoyable, educational, or entertaining in any way, then please consider... Oh, he's related to sleep, I see. It's some... Yeah, it's like Sargon of Akkad tier, like, branding. Anyway, folks, if you enjoy this segment, please consider leaving a like or a comment down below. It really does help to boost the channel and the algorithm, especially with all these conservative propaganda videos out there flooding the airwaves. It really does help a lot, so thank you to everybody who contributes. Subscribe and ring the bell icon if you haven't already to turn on all notifications so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload new videos. And of course, if you want to see more from me on other platforms, you can follow my social medias, particularly my fan Discord. We're not done yet, Ethan Winter's Severed Hand. You can also follow my fan Discord link down below, particularly if you want to be a part of the fan events I host, like movie nights and watch parties. We'll actually be doing one tonight after stream in a little bit. We'll be watching some South Park episodes, the classic best ones from the past, since a lot of people lately in my community have gotten into South Park with their recent, stint of criticizing Trump. So we'll have a good time with that. Should be fun. And finally, if you want to support me directly, financially, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some custom Xander Hall merch through the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me, thank you so much for watching, as always, and have a good one.